Can you explain some of the differences from training a sprinter than endurance athlete?
Yeah, absolutely, and there's a vast difference. Like I said, the first 6 weeks, it's general conditioning, laying the aerobic base, but you do get more and more specific. A 50-yard race for a sprinter, say a male sprinter, lasts about 20 to 21 seconds, and a female sprinter 23 to 24 seconds. And then the distance races, there's a distance race that lasts 15 to 17 minutes, somewhere in that range. So they do need to be trained quite a bit differently. We do a lot of, after the general conditioning phase, we do a lot of quality work, a lot of sprinting with the sprinters, race pace simulation, 25s, 50s, 75s, some hundreds also, so they can tolerate the lactate buildup at the end of their races. The distance swimming, they will do more traditional distance sets. I try not to write really mundane sets like 3 1000s or 4 1000s, but they will do sets like 6 500s on a certain interval. I also like to throw a lot of, they're not just swimming 6 500s. They might go, the first one is negative split, where the second half is faster than the first half. Then the second 500 is a lot of breath control, like 100 breathing every 7 strokes, then 100 breathing every 5 strokes, alternating that to help with the lung capacity off the walls, and oxygen debt near the end of their race. And then throw a fast 500 in there too, so it's not just 6 500s. Now going back to some of the sprinting too, it's not just 20-25s all out fast. One might be build-up speed, where they're getting faster within the 25. Then another one might be underwater swimming. Another one might be underwater kicking. Then another one might be all-out blast speed. We'll also use paddles and fins with the sprinters too, to help with power. We might go a set of 25s with paddles and fins to really work on super max speed, faster than they normally would go. But I think those tools enable the athlete to focus on technique a little bit more, because when you're going at that speed, technique is always important, but when you're going at that speed, technique is extremely important.
How do you measure improvement in your athletes?
Well, I do have a number of test sets that we run from week to week. It's kind of a threshold set where we do a lot of pace work and monitor their progress from week to week, and we increase the number of reps and keep the interval relatively the same. We do monitor it that way. I know some coaches have done lactate testing and VO2 max testing on the treadmills and things, and we don't do that a whole lot. I do monitor their progress from the test sets, and also heart rate. We use heart rate a lot each workout and each week, just to see where they are.
How about your dryland training?
That has changed a lot for us in the last few years, and I think for our sport in general. Over the last, it seems to me, in the last 10 to 15 years, there's been a lot of research out there about dryland training for swimming. And back when I was an athlete several years ago, it was, I guess it was called weight lifting and strength training. And there is some of that. We do some weight lifting in the weight room, but it really is more dryland training, really focusing on the core, a lot of med ball work with medicine balls, the physio balls, balancing, a lot of core body strength activity and balance. And we do some traditional weight training with our strength and conditioning coaches. Coach Ann and Coach Matt have done a great job over the last year or so. We'll do some dumbbell bench presses, things like that, lat pull downs, but a lot of body weight stuff, jumping rope, lunges, chin-ups, pull-ups. That has really changed a lot over the years, and you can see in some of the elite athletes in our sport, Phelps, Michael Phelps and Natalie Coughlin and those people, they're venturing into some yoga and Pilates and things like that, and we really haven't gone that route, but it really has changed, and we're integrating part of that into